Hello everyone, my name is Ryan and welcome back to a brand new video. Now this video is going to be all about coins, and it's going to be about one coin in particular. I found them out metal detecting before, you've seen me find them in the rolls, so here they are. That's right, you guessed it, the Buffalo nickel. Now today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different, and actually in order to do this I had to go online and order a special product, so I'm going to show you that right now. So at this point I know you're all begging to know, what is this special product you're talking about? Well, let me just give you a quick little sneak peek here. Check this out. Nic-A-Date Date Restorer. That's right. I got a bottle of this stuff. I picked it up for $4.99 plus $4 shipping and handling. I picked it up off of Amazon and it just came in a couple days, so I was really happy with that. And as you can see, what this stuff does is you're gonna put it on the date area of a nickel, a worn out Buffalo nickel. Let me give you an example of what that would be. So here's just one of the Buffalo nickels that I'm planning on using this on today. As you can see, a little bit of the date is showing here, but not quite enough to make it out. And just to give you an example, if you've never seen a Buffalo nickel with a date, here's one that I have with a date. It's got a little more detail, and you can see the date is right there on the bottom left corner. And if these had a mint mark, which this one doesn't, it would be just below the 5 cents here between the E and the C. So basically, it says right here, a drop of Nic-A-Date on the date area and the date appears before your eyes. So I have never used this stuff before, but I have a few specimens that I'm planning on using on today. This is the first one. And I could almost see the date on this. I could make out a 1, so it's in the teens. But this is actually a Buffalo nickel that I found coin roll hunting and just never showed you guys for whatever reason. So that's that. I also wanted to do an experiment here and try it on this Buffalo nickel that I found metal detecting. As you can see, that's much more worn, and I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get a date off of that one. But there's definitely no date as it is. So we'll see what we can do there. And then I had just a few more. These I got as presents, as gifts a long time ago. So check this out. They're in the old 2x2s. And this one's marked to Ryan, happy birthday, 2003. Indian head nickel, hard to find. So some people call these Indian head nickels. I believe this was given to me by my grandpa a long time ago, as you can tell. I usually call them Buffalo nickels, but you know, to each his own. So, but as you can see on this one, it's also dateless. And then I have just a few others where I actually don't know where they came from. I'm sure they came as gifts as well. But that one is very worn, so I'd be surprised if we could get it off of there. This is also another experiment on its own because, as you can see, the 5 cents is actually worn off as well. So there might be a mint mark under there. We might want to put a drop on that as well to see if we can reveal a mint mark. And I believe the same goes for this one. Not as worn, but still pretty slick. And let's take a look at the back real quick here. So this one actually does have a mint mark. You can see it right there under the 5 cents. That looks like it's gonna be a D for Denver. But yeah, so we already know that. Just gotta get the date off of that one. So I think we're gonna start with the one that I found coin roll hunting. Again guys, I've never used this stuff before, so I'm not exactly sure what kind of effects it's gonna have on the coins. I know that it leaves kind of a like a gray, light gray area on the coin, and it's gonna diminish the value of the coin. But the way I see it, as these coins sit, they're pretty much worthless. I mean, if you can't get a date off of it, then what's the value of the coin? So basically I'm going to put a drop on the coin, and then it said to put it in water immediately after. Well, maybe not immediately, maybe after a few seconds. So I got a little bin of water right here. So I'm just going to have that set aside here, and then I'm just going to get right into it. Alright, so I laid out a little piece of cloth just to keep things clean as possible. Got my water on the side here, and I just opened up this brand new bottle of Nic-A-Date, and we're going to open up the top here. And just keep in mind that this should not be used for anything other than nickels. It will eat copper away. Definitely don't try it on silver coins. Just leave them as they are if you can't see the date. because they definitely still have their silver value. So just keep in mind, don't try this on anything but nickels. So here we are, we got our first nickel here, and we're just gonna ever so gently place one drop onto the date area, just like that. So we got it on there. It's gonna be eating away at that extra material there, and hopefully reveal the date underneath, because the metal around the date area is a little bit harder. The metal around the date area is a little bit softer than the date itself, so it should be able to reveal the date. Now I'm just going to leave it on there for a few more seconds and then put it in the water and see if that'll do it for us. So just give it a few more seconds, and now we're going to go ahead and put it into the water. Switch it around a little bit so we're not getting that too much on any of the rest of the coin. Okay, so let's take it out and see how it looks. So you can definitely see where that's been, and you may actually, it looks like we might be getting a date starting to come through. I can see the 1 and the 9 there, and then I think that's a 1, so 19 something in the teens. I'd have to look at that a little bit more off camera just to be sure, but I think that's going to be a 1915 if I'm not mistaken. But I'll give you a little better look at that once I'm for sure. Alright, so I put one more drop on that one that we were just looking at, and I want to do it as little as possible because I want to try to keep as much of the value on there as I can. Like we said, this one does have a D on the back, so it's probably going to be worth a little bit more. And I did decide that this is a 1915D. So that's one of the early Buffalo nickels. I mean, that's probably one of the reasons why there isn't a date on it in the first place, but in good condition. I just looked in the 2006 version of the Red Book that I have, and this is worth $16 in good condition. Now, I don't know if this is good condition anymore since we've put the Nic-A-Date on it, but that's still a really nice coin. So I'm happy to have it, 1915D. Alright, let's get on to the next one. I've already kind of predetermined that this one's probably going to be either a 1913 or a 1918. You probably can't tell just by looking at it, but after some close inspection I've kind of determined that. So I'm just going to drop a little drop just like last time and see if we can't get the date off of this one as well. So I'm just going to let that sit for a few seconds before I dip it into the water. And you can actually see the date developing right under that. That's really cool. You can see that coming through even through the camera. Alright, so I'm going to try not to get it onto the neck part because we don't need that. And now I'm just going to dip it into the water, let that kind of dissolve off there. And we're going to wipe it down a little bit before we check and see what we got off of it. Huh. That looks like a 5 as well. I could have sworn this was going to be an 8 or a 3. But I think that's another 5. Now this one doesn't have a mint mark, you can see that. But I'll have to get back. I mean, that definitely looks like a 5. So, huh. Well, alright, so that's what that is. Alright, so far I've been really impressed by this stuff. The dates are showing up really fast. It's actually showing up right before your eyes. So here's Buffalo nickel number 3. Let's see what we can get off of it. And I'm going to try not to let the drip get onto the neck like it happened last time, because there's a little bit of a mound there, which is the drip just goes right over it. Up there goes like that. So try not to let that happen. But let's see if we can get this to focus and see that date appearing. Oh, I think this one's going to turn out really well. I'm trying not to tilt it too much so that that doesn't go onto the neck there, but it's not the best for the lighting. So, Okay, let's dip that one into the water now. See if that'll do it for us. Okay. Dry it off. And let's take a look. Okay. So it looks like, I think this one's gonna be a little bit younger. And it looks like it's gonna be a 1920. You can see that 2 and the 0 right there on the end. Didn't get the 19 to show up very well, but that doesn't really matter because we know that it's gonna be a 19 for sure. I think I'm gonna try the back on this one, try to get the mint mark to show up as well. So let me just quickly put a drop on that. Try not to get it on my fingers here. But alright, let's just put it right there. Small as we can here. It's not going where I want it to. Let's see if that'll work. Let's dip that one into the water now. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything there. Just the 5 cents. Looks like that's not going to be any mint mark on that one. Actually surprised, I thought this one was going to be older, but it's looking to be a 1920, so we got 2 more to go, and I think they're probably going to be the biggest challenges of all. So we've had some success so far, and so far I've been really impressed with this product. It's showing up just in a matter of seconds, but this, I think, may be the ultimate test. Check out how worn this thing is. There's just barely any detail left on that. Now if we can get a date to show up on this nickel, then I'll be very impressed. So let's give it a shot. Same procedure as last time, just drop a little bit of a drip there and let it do its thing. I'm thinking this one might take a little bit longer, and we might have to give it a couple of tries. So I'll get back to you if we're able to get the date off, and I'll see you then. Alright, so I just put my second drip on that. Got a little more precise this time. I think it's been on the date area for about 30-45 seconds. And I saw it showing up after the first little round of this stuff, so I'm going to go ahead and dip this in the water and see if we can get a visible date on the camera now. I think we are actually going to be able to, so just give it a little dry. Dropped it for a second there. And focus for me, please. Okay. So what I'm seeing here is 1917. Now I don't know if you can see it or not. I don't think it's a 2, but I do see the outline of what looks to be a 7 on the side. So yeah, you can see it right there. That's a good angle there. I think this is going to be a 1917, which is pretty cool. Now we're definitely going to have to put some on the backside as well, because if this has a mint mark, then it's going to be worth a lot more than without a mint mark. And it's just cool to see if it has one as well. So let's go ahead and put a drop ever so gently on the edge. It's really tough to get in that little spot, so we're going to have a little bit of a spot there, but I'm going to let this sit for a little while. Obviously this is a really worn nickel, so I'll get back to you if I can see a mint mark on it. Okay, so after dipping it in the water, I determined that there's not going to be a mint mark on this one. I gave it one more go on the front, and I think it's turning out a little bit better. You can definitely see that's a 1917, but I don't think that the date's going to come through very clear on this one. It's just way too worn. So still really impressed that it was able to find that date. And I know I said that that was the final test, but honestly I don't even know if we're going to be able to get a date off of this one. And I'm not going to be too worried about leaving it on there or anything. This thing is pretty toasted from being in the ground for so long. So I'm going to put a few drops on there, and we'll see if we can get a date off this one. But I'm really going to be kind of skeptical on this. So just go ahead and just put the drops on. And I'm going to turn the camera off now because this needs to sit for a little bit. So I'll let you know if we can get a date. I have tried to get this thing to work I've put like 5 drops on it, waited a few minutes, put it in. You can see how orange the water has turned for me trying this so many times, but it's to no avail. There's just no way that I'm gonna get a date off of that. You can see how messed up it is already. All I'm doing is just smoothing it out more. I'm pretty sure the date even has just been smashed in. But, you know, I'm still happy to have this. This was the first buffalo nickel that I ever found metal detecting, and I was just really, really ecstatic about that. Just because nickels are tough to find in general, just because they sound so trashy, but, so that's what I got, and that's where we're at. So, let me just do a real quick wrap up for you guys, show you what we got, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, welcome to the wrap up. So I've got these all lined up in order of common to rarest. So let's just start out, and I was really happy to get all the dates off of these. We got the 1920 with no mint mark, we determined that, and that's 63 million of those, so not too rare, fairly common. We got the 1917, which ended up showing up decently well. You can kind of see it in the camera there. Also no mint mark. I tried that again and wasn't able to get anything off of it. And that one's going to come in at about 51 million, so also pretty common. Now here's the one that I found coin roll hunting, and it's also the one that I thought was either going to be a 1913 or a 1918 based on what I was looking at. And no mint mark on that, but it did end up actually being a 1915. And so 1915 plain, that's going to come in at about 21 million. So we're getting a little rarer there. You know, in good condition, you could sell one of those for about maybe $5. Now, this one here was a gift, and it was the one that we could see that had a mint mark on it. It's got a D there for Denver. And this one showed up pretty well. It was the first one we tried, and I thought it went pretty successfully. 1915D. So that one's actually quite a bit rare. It's at about 7.5 million. And in good condition, it's worth about $16. And finally, we got the one that I found metal detecting. Could be any year. I mean, it's been underground for probably 70, 80, 90 years, and it's just gotten so toasted that I could not get a date off of it. But that's to be expected. You know, you can't. I mean, this stuff is pretty good, but it's not gonna do that for you. So. First time trying this stuff, like I said, don't try it on anything other than nickels, but I definitely would recommend it. You can get it on Amazon for about $5 plus $4 shipping and handling. And in case you want to check out the company, they sent this card with it, so there's all their information. Well guys, that's gonna pretty much wrap this one up. Thank you so much for watching. I had a ton of fun doing this. I knew I would. I went out and bought this stuff, and I was just thinking how much fun this would be to make a quick video just to kind of introduce you to the whole Nic-A-Date thing. Now I know it's kind of a controversial subject because some people think that you shouldn't be, you know, manipulating your coins or devaluing them, but the way I look at it, you know, if they don't have a date, then what's the point of even having them? I just think it's fun to go out and find a date on the coins, so that's what I just thought I'd show you guys today. Well, that's gonna pretty much do it for me, guys. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and leave comments down below because I'm usually pretty quick to respond to those. And as always, I'm Ryan, and this is three.naught, signing out.